Hey everybody, it's Mandy coming at you again from the beautiful and clean and temporarily empty Revival Tea Company. Drew and Serena have been gracious hosts, allowing me to live stream yoga to you once a week from this people-free space so we can practice and demonstrate responsible social distancing while also bringing you yoga from one of my favorite places in the world. Today's practice doesn't require any particular props, so feel free to just lay out a mat and relax. It's going to be kind of a beginner to intermediate flow, but I promise we're not going to do anything that won't be accessible. And I'll give you the beginner option first, and then if you want to then dive into a tougher option, I'll give you some variations you can do if you really want to challenge yourself today. So, as always, let's start either seated on the mat or lying down. Take whatever posture is most comfortable to you. And if you'd like a second to turn on some music, since I can't live stream music to you from here, feel free to do that. Also, feel free to grab a cup of your favorite tea or coffee. I am actually drinking peppermint tea today. Revival doesn't pay me to advertise for them. This is literally just, I really love this cafe and they wanted me to do yoga. So if I talk a lot about the tea, that's just because I really, really love their tea. All right, taking a moment on your mat. If you decide to stretch out and lie down, just let your eyes close. Relax as much of your body as you can. Soften the muscles in your face. If you choose to sit, feel free to sit in any posture that's comfortable to you. Draw your shoulders back over your hips so your spine is stacked. And then relax the tops of your shoulders away from your ears and either let your eyes drift closed or just glance down at the floor in front of you. No matter where you decide to rest, turn your palms to face the ceiling. Listen to the natural rhythm of your inhale and exhale. And you don't have to make any changes. For these first few minutes, just listen to your breath. Relax into your space. Try to notice and catalog as many things as you possibly can about how you naturally breathe. Where does your breath live in your body? What parts of your body move as you inhale and exhale? Just notice what you notice. Now, as you continue to breathe, every inhale, draw your breath down from your shoulders into your hands and spread your hands wide. Stretch through your palms, reach through your fingertips, and on your exhale, curl your fingers back into very light fists as though squeezing your breath back out of your hands, back up your arm, and out of your body. So inhale, stretch the hands open. Exhale, curl your hands closed, and continue to move just like this at your own natural pace for the next few breaths. Give yourself just a few more at your own speed. Inhaling to stretch your hands open, exhaling to curl your hands closed. And on your next exhale, just let your hands relax. Let your arms and shoulders relax. Tune back into your breath. On your next inhale, sweep both arms up, palms face one another like you're holding a ball overhead, and draw your shoulders down your back. You can stop anywhere you need to, keeping your arms wide or even bringing them around in front of you if your shoulders are tight today. Really reach through the center of your chest, lifting yourself up tall, but keep the tops of your shoulders down away from your ears. On your exhale, drop one hand to the floor beside you and reach the other arm up and over to stretch through the side of your body. We're going to go back and forth with the breath. So when you inhale, come back up to center, palms face one another. And when you exhale, drop one hand and stretch the other arm up and over your body. Try to keep that top shoulder rolled back a little bit so you can see up underneath your arm toward the ceiling. Inhale, back up. Exhale, over. Inhale, up. Exhale, over. You don't have to go very far into this stretch this morning. We're still warming up. We're just trying to wake the spine and relax the muscles in your back a little, get some warmth and some movement. If you lose track of your breath, just invite yourself back into your body, inhaling when your arms come up, exhaling when you fold over. Move at your own speed, keep your pace natural. And on your next inhale, come back up, reach through your fingertips, draw your shoulders down, and then just relax your arms down to your knees. Take a moment to roll out your shoulders and relax your spine. You can drop your chin toward the hollow at the base of your throat, pulling your chin in and back as you draw it down. And as you inhale to bring your head back up to center, sweep your right arm up and over like you're going to pat yourself on the top of your head and gently draw your right ear toward your right shoulder. Be really careful when stretching out the side of the neck. Go slowly. You can very gently nod your head forward and then backward. Very, very carefully. And then gently draw your head back up. Release your right arm, sweep your left arm up and over, and guide your left ear toward your left shoulder. And then bring your head back up to center. On your inhale, sweep both arms up again. Palms face one another, shoulders drawing down your back. We're going to find a little twist here. When you twist, bring one hand down to the opposite knee and the other hand down behind you, but try not to wrench yourself into the twist. When your hands touch down, they're just going to tap and then immediately come back up. We're not going to use this traction to pull ourselves further into the twist. It's still early. We'll twist more, I promise. Just let your spine have time to warm up. So inhale to lift your chest, draw your shoulders down. Exhale to twist one direction, tap your hands, and inhale to bring them back up to center. Exhale, twist. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist. Keep moving at your own pace. Follow your own breath. Let's give it one more on each side. And as you come back up to center for the last time, relax your arms down to your legs and take a second to breathe. You can roll your shoulders, relax your back, shift your hips a little bit. Now, if your legs are crossed, go ahead and cross them the other way. If keeping them crossed isn't super comfortable, you can bring your feet together and drop your knees open into butterfly, or you can relax your legs in front of you and just bend your knees a little bit. No matter what you choose, you want a little bit of a bend in your knees, and you want to be able to hold on to the front of your shins right below your kneecap. On your inhale, draw the center of your chest up and forward. Imagine someone's hooked you in the sternum and is pulling you directly forward over the floor. Roll your shoulders back and feel your shoulder blades contract into your spine. Take a big, deep inhale here. And on your exhale, curl back onto your tailbone. Really rock back into your low back. Stretch between your shoulder blades. Open your upper back and tuck your chin. Inhale to come up and forward. The shoulders roll back. Neck is long. Exhale to rock backward. Curl into it. Press out between your shoulder blades. Inhale up and forward. Exhale, curl backward and continue to move at your own pace. Nice and easy. You're always welcome when we find a repetitive movement with the breath. You're always welcome to let your eyes drift closed. If it helps you focus on what your body is doing and stay out of your head, do it. Give yourself 2 more each direction. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. And then come lightly back up to center. We're going to shift to stretch the legs out straight in front of us. When you stretch your legs out straight, anytime you hear a teacher say, stretch your legs out straight, you are welcome to put a little bend in your knees in order to protect your back. Here's how you know whether or not you need it. If you stretch your legs out straight and your spine immediately does this, your hamstrings might be a little bit tight. So bending your knees releases some pressure and allows you to sit up straighter. It also keeps the stretch in your hamstrings, whereas straightening your legs when you actually don't have the hamstring length moves the stretch into your low back. It's not the end of the world. Sometimes we want the stretch to be here, but for this particular exercise, bend your knees so that you can lift your chest, lift out of your hips, tilt your pelvis forward just a little bit and feel the stretch in the back of your legs. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs as far as your body wants to go. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. Give yourself 3 more of these. And at the end of your 3rd one, when you sweep back up on your inhale, this time exhale and drop your hands down behind you. Puff your chest, roll your shoulders back, and lift the center of your chest toward the sky. We'll inhale up. Exhale to open. Inhale up. Exhale, open. 2 more. Then begin to straighten your legs, lean back into your hands. You can turn your palms into the floor, but turn your fingertips to face your body. Point your toes, bring the heels of your hands all the way down. Lift the center of your chest and pull your shoulder blades in really tight to your spine. You should feel a big stretch down the front of your arm and in the front of your shoulder, leading all the way into your elbow. Good. Come back up to center. Bend your left knee and drop just this leg into a butterfly shape. So the sole of your left foot is alongside the inside of your right leg. Inhale, sweep both arms up. And then twist your torso slightly to your right until your navel is in line with your straight right leg. This is kind of a complicated motion, so we're going to go slowly. On your exhale, sweep yourself forward like you're scooping up over your leg. And inhale to come back up to center, but as soon as you get up to your inhale, swap your legs out. Twist your torso toward your straight leg. Exhale, scoop. Inhale up, switch legs, twist, exhale, scoop. So as you can see, there are a lot of moving parts. You can move at your own speed. Don't get bogged down in making it perfect. Exhale, scoop down the straight leg. Inhale, bring your arms up and swap out. If you'd like to challenge yourself today, you can make this leg switch in midair by popping back on your tailbone, swapping your legs out, and bringing your straight leg down before you scoop. Give yourself one more on each leg. And as you come back up to center, bend both knees, plant the soles of your feet on the mat. Bring your hands to the backs of your thighs. Now you can stay here, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest, and tilt your pelvis forward a little bit till you feel your low back lift up into your body. This might be plenty for you. This might feel like a good workout. If you'd like to go further, bring your hands to the backs of your legs, rock back onto your tailbone and see if you can let your feet hover. You might try lifting one foot at a time to bring the lower leg parallel to the floor. You might try lifting both just to see how it feels. Or you might try hovering here, rolling your arms open so your palms face the ceiling and keeping your chest lifted. Good, last breath. And then relax your feet back down. We're going to move our knees up underneath us to come to hands and knees for tabletop posture. As you bring your knees up underneath, you try to stack them roughly under your hips. Bring your arms out in front of you. Externally rotate your shoulders. If you're not sure which direction is external, keep one arm straight. Slip the other arm underneath the straight arm. Reach for the outside of your shoulder and draw that outside down. This rotation here, drawing the shoulder down from the outside, will cause your hands to go from here to here, which is a safer way of engaging with your mat. When your pointer fingers are parallel and pointing directly forward and you're rotated from the shoulder, you're protecting the joint a little better. Bring your hands down to shoulder distance apart. Lift the center of your chest, roll your shoulders into your back, and draw your navel up toward your spine. Take a big, deep inhale here. Press the earth away. Exhale, curl your spine up toward the ceiling. Tuck your chin and pull your tailbone in. Inhale to lift your head and chest. Exhale to curl up, pressing up between your shoulder blades. Inhale, roll your shoulders back and lift through your head and chest. 2 more. Last one. And as you come back up to center, flip your toes under. Walk yourself back and perch here. Now you might stay here if this is as far as you can comfortably go. This might feel like a really good stretch in the soles of your feet and your toes and in your ankles. If you want to, you can keep your hands on the outsides of your knees. Pop yourself back for a moment and hover here in a little crouch position with your knees elevated. If you really want to push yourself a little bit, try sitting up, drawing your shoulders over your hips, and hovering on your toes. This is definitely quite a bit of a balance element. And if you look to the side like I just did, you might fall out of it. So try to find a point directly in front of you to stay focused on. Keep drawing your lower belly up into your body and your front ribs back toward your spine. This helps us engage our core, which is your most important tool in your balance toolbox. It's engaging the core. Good. All right, press your fingertips into the floor no matter where you are, and begin to push your hips up until you find a forward fold with bent knees. So as you push yourself up, keep your knees bent, relax your belly to your thighs, and shake out your head. Relax your neck. You can bring your hands to opposite elbows so you can really relax through your spine. Your back will be nice and rounded for this particular one. Knees are bent so that your spine can decompress. One more big breath. Then bring your hands to your hips. Inhale halfway up between here and standing and pause here for your exhale. Then inhale halfway between here and standing and pause for the exhale. And finally inhale all the way up to mountain pose, and we're going to do our standing postures. For the standing postures, designate which end of your mat you want to be the front. Find a stance close to the front of your mat. Feet are hip distance apart. I usually position mine right under my hip points rather than stepping as wide as the outside of my hips, but you can pick whatever feels best on your hips and knees. Feet hip distance apart, rock your weight back into your heels and really ground yourself through the backs of your legs. Draw your low belly up into your body. Send your tailbone straight down toward the floor. Lift the center of your chest straight up toward the crown of your head. We're not puffing the chest open. We're just drawing it straight up so that you stand taller. Pull your shoulder blades down your back. Relax your arms at your sides or bring your hands to center, whichever you prefer, and feel the tops of your shoulders melting away from your ears. On your inhale, sweep your arms up. Hold that ball above your head just like we've been doing. Exhale, dive into that bent knee forward fold. So I sink my knees as I'm coming down. Relax your spine. Bring your palms to your shins. Inhale and roll your shoulders back to lift up halfway. This is monkey. Drop your nose directly toward the floor. You can straighten your legs here a little bit if you feel like you want to. Exhale, fold back down, bending your knees. And then inhale and sweep all the way back up to standing before relaxing your arms either to your sides or back to heart center. One more in that same pace. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, bent knees. Inhale up halfway, flat back, nose pointed down. Exhale, fold back down again. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, relax. Good. Bring your hands to your hips. We're going to start by stepping the right foot back in space. I usually step mine back 2 to 3 feet, depending on how I'm feeling. And when your back foot comes down, it can be in the same line as your front foot, but make sure that your right foot toes are angled slightly toward the front right corner of your mat. Don't turn your foot parallel to the back of the mat. You could injure your knee if you're not careful. So with your toes angled slightly forward, allow your hips and your shoulders to stay open slightly to the right. Find a lunge in your leading knee. Make sure you can see your big toe peeking out on the inside of your front knee. This is how you know your knee's not collapsing inward. And then sweep your left arm forward and your right arm back for warrior one. As you can see, there's space to go a lot deeper into this. So if you're feeling really good today, you can step back much further, find a deeper lunge. But know your body. Try not to push yourself to a place of injury. Look out over your front hand. And if you find yourself leaning into the lunge, this is pretty common in Warrior 2, draw your shoulders back over your hips so that your torso is stacked and your neck is long. On your inhale, press your front leg back to straight. Turn your palms to face the same direction as your chest so your thumbs are pointed upward. Pop your right hip out behind you and just go halfway into triangle pose. We're just going to here and we're going to stop. If your neck feels good, you can look up toward the ceiling. Good. Inhale, back out, palms face down. Find the lunge for warrior. Inhale to a straight leg, thumbs point up. Exhale into triangle. Inhale up. Exhale into warrior. Inhale up, exhale into triangle. We're gonna do 2 more. You'll end in your triangle pose. You can bring your left hand to your left hip for support. All I ask is that you don't press this left hand directly into your knee. Keep it up by your hip on your thigh, and then sweep your right arm up and over and get a big side body stretch for a second. Good. Windmill back out of it. Bring both hands to your hips and step up to the front of your mat. Bring your feet hip distance apart, weight in your heels, tailbone drawing down, lower belly pulling up, shoulder blades drawing down, heart center lifting straight up, shoulders relaxed away from your ears. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, bent knee forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, sweep on up. Exhale, relax your arms. Bring your hands to your hips and we're going to do the other side. You don't have to move on your mat. I'm just going to rotate so that you can continue to see me. Step your left foot back in space as far as you feel comfortable. Back foot toes are angled slightly toward the front of the mat. Find your lunge on this side, making sure you can see your big toe peeking out on the inside of your front knee. Stretch your right arm forward and your left arm back and look out over your right hand fingertips. Make sure the tops of your shoulders are dropping away from your ears and that you're not lunging into your warrior. The shoulders are nice and centered over your hips. Good. On your inhale, straighten your front leg. Turn your palms so your thumbs face up. Pop your left hip out behind you and lean into your triangle, looking up toward the ceiling. Inhale, back up. Exhale into warrior, palms face down. Inhale up, exhale triangle, inhale up, exhale warrior. Good. Inhale up, exhale triangle, and we're going to do 2 more. We'll end in triangle. You can bring your right hand to your right hip, right at the top of your thigh for support, and sweep the left arm up overhead, really stretch through the side of your body. Good. Then come gently back out. Bring hands to your hips and step back up to the front of your mat. We're going to find chair pose. We'll start with the first variation, which is plenty of work all on its own, and then you can move into deeper variations if you feel like you're up for a challenge. Bring your feet together or bring your big toes together and let your heels separate a little bit. Either one is fine. Drop your tailbone directly toward the floor and sit your hips back in space as you sink down so that when you look down, you can see your toes in front of your knees. You can bring your arms up directly in front of you, roll your shoulders back and pull those front ribs in. Try not to let your tailbone pop out too much behind you. Keep your tailbone heavy and your spine long. Palms face one another, fingertips are reaching, and you can bring your arms up alongside your ears as much as you want to. At any point, if you feel your back starting to arch, you went a little too far. If you can get your arms up alongside your ears without hunching your shoulders or arching your back, that's great, but it doesn't have to be your goal today. If you'd like a little bit of a variation, bring your hands to your chest and bring your right elbow to the outside of your left knee by sinking down much further and rotating right elbow to left knee. You can look up toward the ceiling. Use the pressure in your palms to help you keep rolling your left shoulder back. And on your inhale, come back into whatever version of chair feels right for you today. Hands to heart center. This is starting to feel like work, hopefully. Bring your left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Roll your right shoulder back and look up toward the sky. Inhale and come back into chair. From here, you can just stand all the way up, release pressure on your knees, walk it out a little bit. Good. We'll find a simple balance posture. And just as before, you can decide how far you want to go into it. Bring your feet together, bring your hands to your hips. Before we go any further, draw your lower belly up into your body and pull your front ribs back, like closing the front of a tight jacket. Keeping this core engagement is going to help your balance a lot. With your hands on your hips, pop your right heel off the floor and notice your weight shifting over your left leg. Now right here is where most people tend to dump into one hip or the other. Try to stand up really tall. Feel that engagement of your lower belly pulling up and your front ribs pulling back, and stand up as tall as you possibly can. Then begin to rotate your right knee out to the right and rest your right heel against your left ankle. Keep standing as tall as you possibly can, and this might be your pose. This might be your beautiful tree pose today. You can bring your arms up, resting here, or you can bring your hands together at heart center. Either one is great. If you'd like to go a little bit further, you can bring the sole of your right foot to your lower left leg. Here's the most crucial piece of any part of tree pose I will ever teach. Don't ever put your foot right against your knee joint. It always goes directly below the knee on the inside of the calf or above the knee on the inside of the thigh. This whole knee joint from here to here is totally off limits if we want to protect that joint. So you might choose to stop here, and with the sole of your foot on the inside of your calf, actively press your foot against your leg and press your leg back. That deliberate tension moving inward, along with your low belly lifting and your front ribs closing, are going to help you stay upright. You can also raise your arms, hold little invisible plates, or bring your palms together. And lastly, if you want to go really far into the posture, use your hand to support your foot. Bring the sole of your foot to the inside of your thigh, and it's the same thing here. The sole of your foot and the inside of your thigh are actively pressing against each other. As your whole body lifts up tall, lower belly pulling up, front ribs closing. You can hold your invisible plates, or you can sweep your arms up, or you can bring your hands together. Good. All right, step down, walk it out. Your standing leg has been working really hard. You might not notice until you step down. All right, when you feel ready, feet come together, hands on your hips, low belly lifting, front ribs closing. Pop your left heel off the floor, feel your weight shift slightly over to your right leg. Rotate that left hip out to the side and notice immediately whether your hips became unsquare. If they did, lift back up. Align your skeleton, engage your core. You can stay here if you want to. You can bring your foot to the inside of your leg underneath the knee if you want to. Or you can use your hand to bring your foot to the inside of your thigh above the knee if you'd like that instead. Nice big lifting posture. Lower belly lifting up, front ribs closed. You can hold your invisible plates. Reach up for your tree pose, or bring your hands to prayer. If you have a lot of mobility in your shoulders, you might be able to bring your palms together overhead without hunching your shoulders. Most days, including this morning, I can't really do this very well, so don't feel bad if you can't bring them closed. So it really depends on how your shoulders are feeling. If you bring your palms together and your elbows immediately bend, or if you bring your palms together and your shoulders hunch up around your ears, this just might be outside of your range of motion today. Keep your hands open, it's totally fine. All right, step down, walk it out. No matter where you are on your mat, step your feet wide. I'm gonna step mine about 3 feet apart, and then turn your big toes in to face one another so your heels are slightly further apart than your toes are. This is going to help you really ground through the outside edges of your feet. We really want those nice and planted and the inside arches of your feet lifted a little bit. You can put a bend in your knees for any part of this exercise, so don't be shy about doing that. Bring your hands to your hips, lift the center of your chest, roll your shoulders back. On your exhale, we're going to fold forward. You might bend your knees, you might not. Press your hips back in space as you fold, And if you can bring your fingertips to the mat, that's great. If you can't, just keep them on your hips. That's totally okay. Breathe here with a nice long spine, lifting your chest forward. And then on your next exhale, relax down as far as you can. Let your spine round. Let your head drop toward the floor. Take a big deep breath. And then on your inhale, come halfway up. Nice long spine. And exhale to come all the way back up to standing. We're going to do this once more and add a twist into it. If folding forward and bringing your hands to the mat is a lot for your body, you might grab a book, a box of pasta, like a can of green beans or something, anything that's nice and stable that can give you a little bit of additional height to put directly under your face. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, lift your chest, roll your shoulders back. And on your exhale, when you fold forward, bring your right hand to the floor or to whatever prop you decided to grab to give yourself a little extra height. On your next inhale, sweep your left arm up for the ceiling, twisting open by drawing the left shoulder back. On your exhale, bring your left hand down, swap it out for your right hand, and inhale the right arm up. Exhale, bring your right hand down. Inhale, bring your left arm up. Exhale, bring the left hand down. Inhale, bring the right arm up. And do one more on each side. Then when you come back to center, bring your hands to your hips. Lift up halfway and pause for your exhale. And then lift up all the way back up to standing. Walk your feet in toward one another until your stance is about twice as wide as it would be if your feet were hip distance apart. Sweep your arms up. Sit your hips back. Find a really wide-legged version of chair pose here. Shift your weight back into your heels. Try to center your knees over your ankles. Look and see if you can see your toes in front of your knees. Good. Last big breath. And then come back up to standing. Release your legs. Release your arms. With this wide, sort of medium wide stance, we're going to do one last side body stretch before we sit again. Bring your hands down in front of you. This is our inhale position. This is neutral for us. On your exhale, sweep one arm up and over and allow your lower arm to cross in front of your body so you can really stretch through the side of your body here from your fingertips all the way down to your hip. Inhale to come back into center and exhale to stretch the other way. Inhale to center. Exhale to stretch. Inhale to center. Exhale to stretch. One more both directions. And as you come back to center, roll your shoulders, roll your wrists, roll your elbows, and then big sweeping rolling motions with your arms, just a few. Good. All right, have a seat on your mat. As you sit on your mat, straighten your left leg in front of you and cross your right ankle over your left knee. Lean back into your hands. You can turn your fingertips to face away from you if you want to. And then slowly draw your left foot back toward your body, stopping wherever you need to feel this hip opener. Keep lifting through your chest and resist the urge to drop into your shoulders. Don't hunch like this. Lift up and out, spine lengthening, tailbone pressing down into the floor, chest reaching up for the sky. One more breath here. And then slowly relax that leg back down and swap them out. Take your time finding the same posture on the other side, and just as before, tilt your tailbone down toward the floor, lift your chest, roll your shoulders back, and find a lot of length in your neck. Good, last breath here. And then relax your right leg back down. Scoot forward on your mat a little bit and roll down onto your back. As you come down to your back, you can pull your knees to your chest and rock side to side to release the muscles in your low back. If you want to, feel free to take one knee in each hand and make circles in the hip joint. You can do this however feels natural to you. Some people like to move both hips at once. Some people prefer to do them separately. Then pull your knees close to your chest. I'm gonna scoot so you can see. Bring your arms up overhead, relaxing your knuckles to the floor and your palms open. Tuck your tailbone off the floor and drop both knees to your right for a twist. When you do this, your left shoulder might come off the mat. If it does, it's really okay. Don't stress about it. Just allow yourself to relax. Keep your chest opening toward the ceiling as much as you comfortably can. Then on your next inhale, tuck your tailbone, bring your knees back up to center, rock side to side to reset. Pull your knees toward your collarbone, feel your tailbone curl off the floor, and exhale to drop both legs to your left to twist on this side. Try to find nice, easy breaths, relaxing into the twist by using your exhale to melt your muscles. This is going to be the most effective way to get the benefit from the posture. On your inhale, tuck your tailbone and pull your knees back up to center. Rock side to side to realign. And now it's time to move into whatever posture is most comfortable for you for your Shavasana. Traditional Shavasana is done with legs straight on the mat, arms relaxed at your sides, but you're welcome if you need to bend your knees or relax your feet into butterfly. You can place your arms wherever you want them. And if it's more comfortable for your body for you to lay on your side or on your stomach or even take your rest in your seated pose, feel free to do that. When I teach, I do Shavasana from sitting. So if you glance at your screen and you see me sitting, don't panic, you haven't missed a cue. I promise I'll let you know when it's time to come out. We're just going to take 1 minute of deep, relaxing breathing. All right, begin to find a deeper inhale. Stretch through your fingers and toes, through your arms and legs. If you're lying down, slowly find your way up to sitting and we will close out together. As you find your way up to your seat, bring your palms together at heart center. Just take a moment to acknowledge yourself. Thank yourself for this time on your mat. Acknowledge your breath and your body both working really hard for you. We're going to close with 3 deep breaths in unison, in through the nose, out through the mouth like a sigh. And when you inhale, you're welcome to sweep your arms up toward the ceiling and bring your hands back down to prayer as you exhale. All together, inhaling. Om Shanti Om. Thank you so much for letting me join you in your houses today and bring you a little bit of yoga from Revival Tea Company. This yoga class will continue weekly, 8 a.m. to 8:45 a.m. Online for as long as we have to, and then hopefully in person when shelter in place is lifted and our city starts to get a little healthier. In the meantime, you can find me at Tenaciousmandy on Instagram and Facebook, or you can go to my website, 3moonshome.com. That's THREEMOONSHOME.com. My family's business is up there and is associated with me and Kalita Yoga, so you can find all the information about my live streaming classes there. Also, Revival's Cafe is closed, but they are still taking orders for takeaway tea, and you can order their tea online and have it shipped to your house. So definitely do that. Definitely give it a try. I'm drinking peppermint this morning. It's really delicious. So thanks again to my gracious hosts, Drew and Serena Henry, for letting me come and use your empty space. And hopefully I will see some of you here when it's not empty anymore. Stay safe, stay healthy, and say hi to me at Tenaciousmandy if you get the chance. Have a good rest of your day.